Just a quick vlog. I don't know how much battery I got. I don't know if it will upload the vlog or not. I don't know, but it's a van life vlog. Yeah, a van life vlog. If van life was a big thing in the 80s, yeah, van life would just be van life, yeah. Um, and that's it. Van life would be van life, yeah. It's not the same in 2020. Van life is in two parts. There's two sides of van life, and one side of van life will never connect with the other. Um, there is, well, this is it. There's apps being used to connect us via connectivity, so that people are checking. In the 80s, people could care less. They was too busy enjoying themselves to actually oh, I must check who that person is and check that person's phone to see if that person's phone bleeps against my phone. Oh dear, I must go and lay some code around that person quickly. Oh dear, that's 2020 van life, right? Yeah. 1980s, 1990s van life would have just been van life, and that's it. Now people are that bored they got to go around checking people's phone to make sure that they got to lay some code around that person. They're in that friends, which is why when Facebook crashes, which it does occasionally, the world just cannot cope. I mean, the connectivity goes, which means that the apps they use pack up. What can I do? Oh dear, can't check that person's phone. Oh dear, because the connectivity's gone. And that is basically where we are now in but the problem is with the UK van life scene, it's well, it's being run by the connectivity lot, which means basically if your phone pings against their phone, you might be living in a van, but you won't be at any of the events that they organise. And there's two sides of van life, and there's one which is a very clicky lot. I'm only saying as I see it, I think it is. There's no unity in van life. There's a clicky lot, and there's those that are excluded from van life, which makes it there's two sides of van life. And so there's van life A and van life B. Van life B will never ever be at the events that van life A organise. Yeah, so to speak. And that's why, yeah. And that's yeah. There's a lot of people now that are in van life that don't want to go to the meets, the van life meets. Just don't want to be involved in it all. And as simple as this is if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Like now, you're getting all. You have to have a pass. You've got to have a ticket. All that is that you put your details down to get a ticket or a pass, and your details are checked against the connectivity app. And if your details ping, if your email address pings, if your phone number pings against their phone, you ain't welcome. You could be the most experienced person living in a van, but they're checking people out before people turn up. And it's all well and good, but you can try and make a safe zone. You could make a 75% safe zone. It just means that the 25% that you've excluded from society, you then have to have stupid things like inclusion zones, because the app excludes people. So then you have to invent silly inclusion zones Um, and then because the app is by itself bullying, it's bullying people to death, literally. You then got to invent silly, stupid things like, oh, kindness courses. Oh dear. It needs someone. Society needs someone like Mike Ashley from Sports Direct to go through the public sector civil service with a dose of salts and just sack about 95% of it and start again. Because the consequences of this current thing is actually it's destroying societies. It's the public monitoring the public using the connectivity of Facebook to do so. It isn't Facebook's problem. It's the public getting. And there is a saying that's been around for donkey's years, for as long as I remember, and the saying is this: you can get too nosy for your own good, and that's been around for many, many decades. I don't know where it come from, but you can get too nosy for your own good. And the app that they're all using to check people out, their phone numbers, and they are getting too nosy for their own good. Because at some point, well, there's about 3 billion plus unmarked social media cameras watching everything. Even code layers laying code behind people's backs to insinuate that they are this, that, or the other. At some point, that will backfire against society. You can't keep. Society can't live under a microscope. But it's all van life based because they're using an app. The clicky lot are on an app which discriminates against individuals and excludes individuals, and it means that they once they've actually checked your phone signal out, your vehicle registration, or your number, your website address, and your email, they have to discriminate against you, and they code around you to warn other people about you. When really it should be them that should be warned about. And that's where it's society monitoring society, but society can't cope with being monitored by society. And that's as simple as it gets, and that's van life at the moment. There's two sides of van life. And then there's also another two sides of van life. One's the wealthy van life, and one's the people who haven't got a penny to their name, who are trying to exist in van life but are struggling big time. But if that person is struggling and their phone pings, they will not be helped by those that can help. And there you go. And van life needs like a RTR, cheap RV living emergency fund in the UK. But then again, you'll only be helped as long as your phone doesn't ping against their phone. And that's van life for you. All good fun. Adios. Have a good night.